Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be the 6th episode I played through as Rome. If you remember last episode, we were trying to fix up some of these missions, and you can see we did manage to complete this one. So we had a couple things we could do. We could go for this side, but I'm going to go for this side because we're already pretty much almost done with it, and we only need 2 little city-states right here. Those two, and then we can complete the mission and move on to another mission. So for those, before we can do that, you can see we are pretty low in manpower. So we're going to want to let that regenerate because our armies are already depleted, even at the beginning, and our economy is going to potentially go under after that happens, and we're going to unpause. But we do also need to fix this Fabini family, which is scorned 2 out of 3. So what we're going to want to do is replace them from either the Claudi family or the Random family, which essentially just random people. So we're going to want to accept those trades because those are very beneficial, especially when we're not the greatest economy. And so, look here, you can see that I know this is not a people that need a job, or is it? Nope, it's not. So we'll go and replace this guy with someone from this family. So now that should fix this. Now another family scorned. These guys are now scorned, so we'll have to replace them or add someone. And so, don't believe these guys are also. And so you might need to scroll down, and we'll just get a 4 right there. See that now another family scorned. This happens quite a lot, even though they do have a lot of people in their family, so that's nice to have families that are scorned, which have a lot of people, because then it's pretty easy to get a relatively decent person to replace them. So, back to government. And then we are going to want to replace this guy right here. And ideally, they have some, the best person for the job was actually that person, and now another person's family scorned. So we'll come back once I've fixed this. So now that we have that problem fixed, we can just get our troops to all head down over here. So these guys are already over there. We'll just ask them to get over there. You can see we do gain a fortress, which is not the best because fortresses do cost half a gold to maintain each month. Or we can get some manpower, and so we're going to go with the manpower because we really need that manpower to regenerate this army. But what we are going to want to do is either we could keep this army, or we could keep this army and fire. We have to fire one of them, and so we are going to disband this army probably because we really need that economy to go up, and that manpower is great. And then we can always make another army down here. So let's order all the armies to get over here. See that someone died, so we did lose this governor. We'll just point them. So before we declare war, as you can see that this army is just about there. We do already have Cast Bala in them because of that mission, which is always nice. It gives you Cast Bala in all the areas you need to take. So we declared war. You can see none of our all disloyal subjects will join, which I kind of expected. And you can see that their ally Cyprus joined. And so we'll just get this army of 11,000 to go over here because they are the bigger threat. And as well as what we're going to want to do is something that a lot of people fall trap to. You see that our navy is a lot smaller than their navy by about 11 ships. So we're going to want to move this navy all the way up here where they're most likely not to siege, because if they were to lay siege to this area, this navy would be kicked out of that harbor, and then their large navy could take us out. So we're just going to move them all the way over there because that's probably a pretty safe place where no one's going to get up there, and if they do, then we really have a problem. And so now, looks like we are defeated by pirates, and we lost 1 ship. We really need to fix that navy, but we can do that a bit later. Right now, we're going to declare war on this nation right here. You see our Senate is divided, so we're going to get 5 tyranny. Before we declare war, though, there is a very high chance that there are more people going to be joining this war than these 2 nations. We're going to go, okay, you can see we do gain 5 tyranny, which is not the best, and more people joined, just as I predicted. See, 2 more people joined than we're supposed to. Those little guys, and these guys we already knew. Sorry, 1 more person joined. This is not really too big a problem. They only have 5 cohorts. And they are a little city-state. Looks like they are probably a rebellion of some kind, because this was all Cyprus land before. So we're going to put these guys in infantry operations, and this army, we're just going to say, go take that capital right there, because that's mostly what we want from this war. We might want to head around and try and corner off this army because we don't want them to be escaping. And you can see that Navy, some way, shape, or form, did not manage to get to the docks. Or even are they? Might have declared war a bit too early there. See that this army has decided to step in, which is not what we wanted, because now this army is kind of heading in. So we're going to tail this big army. And that was maybe for the better, though, because this army didn't lose any troops, and it's already not too far above the required siege limit. You can see that they did get some land they siege to, and we'll just have to catch up to them. I think there. If you ever want to know where they're going, because in this case, you see that these guys, they could kind of be going to here, they could kind of be going to here as well. So you want to hover, you can see Constantia, which is right there. So we'll just, they decided to change their mind. So we'll fix the camera there. And I don't know who's the general of that Navy, but why were they not in a harbor? I don't know. So, let's see. So, what we did, it looks like we imprisoned someone. Or, nope, this guy was imprisoned and he spread some rumors. So we're going to lose some popularity because we really don't want more tyranny right now. Because we already are pretty high on it. See, looks like we're going to manage to catch them. And then hopefully take them out. And there was a yellow thing right there. So we'll just implement operations. They'll just go take some land. You can see we are losing. That's just because of this little bit. And you can see that it's only just because of that one occupation. And now you can see we are taking that. And so we do have our military tradition. It's the second one. And so we could either go for some triple X tactics, and then later on the road we can build military road abilities. And so we are going to want that military road ability because it's good for centralization, and it helps you move troops a lot quicker. Imagine like if you're trying to move, say, 10,000 troops through a big forest, or if you were trying to move 10,000 troops through a forest but with a road, it's a lot faster. And so that army is just going to lay siege. It's a level 2 fort. So that'll take a bit. You see that we did take some fort or area down there. It's a lot of trade, which is great. See, our economy is a lot better than I really expected it to be. But we can't really recruit any troops. You can see that these guys have decided to unembark. Because we can't recruit troops because of that manpower. And you can see that they are currently laying siege over here, which is really not good for us. So we have a couple options. Either we can recruit this mercenary army, which it looks like we're going to have to do, because these armies have no chance of getting up there fast enough, and they siege to just about our capital, which should be somewhere around here. Yeah, right there, that's our capital. So we're going to cost them 100, and then 14 every month, and so that's only going to be taking us down like -6, so their economy is really good right now. And so that they should be able to take them out. And a good thing about mercenaries, if you didn't know, is they do not take your manpower. They regenerate kind of automatically. But they do start at 0 morale, so we're just going to have to wait till they regenerate. You can see it's not taking too long. So ideally we put them in a spot. Yep, they can be there, and that'll regenerate the morale a bit faster. And so where did the other army go? They're both laying siege. Yeah, I'm going to have to tell them that either go take this army out, or I'm going to want them to go back down here, because we're going to need high enough war score to be able to take that land anyway. And so that's what we're going to have to do. You can see that now this army, you see that now their little army over here is kind of not really knowing what to do. You can see that another little army, which can't even take any troops. You can see none, too few men. You need 4,000 men to lay siege to fortress. And so let's accept that trade. Lots more trades that all just disappeared. And so we did win the siege, which is great for us now. A ton of war score. And now we're going to put these guys on independent operation, let them do whatever they want. They're going to be a lazy army. And now they're going to lay siege to this. Okay. So this army is just about recovering morale. See that we are equal generals. So we are going to tell them to get in there. Cause unless it's a lucky siege, but you see barely managed to avoid that, because there's always potential of, it being a lucky siege for them. They actually get that 14% chance. And so it looks like we're going to win. So yeah, we pretty much absolutely destroyed them. We did have about 5,000, 4,000 more troops than them. And so we ended that siege. And so we are doing now pretty bad economy-wise. But we're going to have this army go and deal with all this problems. We'll actually put them on defend borders. And that can backfire with mercenaries. As you can see, they don't really have any loyalty to you, actually. Their generals just, all they're doing is fighting for money, which is kind of the definition of mercenaries. And so for this, we just want to replace stockpile. And this army, I told them to get over there. These guys, I told them to get over there. So we're going to have to kind of redo that. So we are winning this war. We could potentially just lay super peace now and kind of quickly end it. See that we can't get a ton of land. You can see that we're not going to be able to even get our, just that one little bit of land because of that months of war, which is -30. So all we have to do is really not lose this war, which should be pretty easy. Considering the relative size of our armies, you can see that we are quite a bit bigger than them. Except navy-wise, which we now have 0 navy. And so if you do look over here, you can see that we do have supposed to have 37 cohorts. That's just because of these mercenaries, they do count as actual cohorts, which can be confusing sometimes, but also sometimes they haven't really lay siege anything, but they are doing pretty well in terms of taking out those troops up there. And so, once again, got distracted. Now this army has completely missed the other army. So, it looks like we won up there. So now, as you can see, some people are requesting migration. So what happens here is, we either get a good deal of money and we lose some 4 tribesmen, or they stay here but they're not happy. So we're going to go for the money so we can keep those mercenaries hired a lot longer so they can deal with whatever's going on up here and just keep them in an operation like that, because that definitely helps out during wars. And you see that we pretty easily took them out right there, which is kind of to be expected. Put these guys in an independent operation, they're going to be a lazy army. Hopefully they'll change that. Maybe we should put these guys to just unlay siege to this land, because we really do need that land to be uncaptured so we can get a lot higher war score, because that's really the only thing that's going for them other than this up here. See, which they still have those 2 places captured, because this army looks like it's playing cat and mouse with this army. And so one thing, instead of completely surrendering this army, what it's going to do, since it has no morale, is just going to lose like 100 troops, and then it'll just run away and we'll generate those, and then it'll just lose 100 troops again every time they catch up. You can see that we, since this is probably level 2 fort, we didn't have enough men to lay siege to it, which is not the best, but we may be able to actually catch this army. Looks like we will be able to, unless they're still retreating. And so it looks like gonna have a researcher here. We'll just appoint that guy, and we'll just lay siege to that. I mean, capture that. I know I keep laying siege, but it's really capturing. So we'll just tell this army to get over there. You can see we could put them on defend borders, but what might happen if that happens, so that twice, but they could capture these 2 lands and then hit it all the way up here, and which this army is perfectly fine on dealing with them. And let's see when they engage this army. You can see that all they lost is 300 troops, and then, or sorry, 1,000 troops, but then they'll probably regenerate the next time that army catches them. But it is fine. It is delaying that army, so they can't do anything, although it is costing us quite a bit. We need to get that 184 gold from those tribesmen moving out, which does help. And so we'll capture that, or uncapture that. New ruler, kind of bad timing, because it is during a war. You can see that they were this person right here. You pretty much always are going to lose a job in the government. Someone's going to, not be there anymore. And once you change the rulers, it looks like we didn't lay siege to this. So we'll just have to capture that and then go back. See, it looks like we finally managed to completely eliminate the army up there, which is great for us. You can see now we might lose some money. See that we can gain some more loyalty from a guy, which he is a minor character. Or we can go some other things. You can see we lose some loyalty. And so we're going to have to lose that money right there, because we aren't going to need these mercenaries for very much longer at all. And so let's tell this army to go back over there, lay siege to that. See that we completely destroyed another army. And then we'll just take this out, and then we'll probably take quite a bit more land than we came here for. But that's fine for us. As you can see, we are recovering manpower. Like, how's that? Because this army is way depleted. That's because those mercenaries have to deal with it themselves. And so, let's finish up. Capture all of this land. They really could have got less if they accepted initially. And so we are just going to want to capture this, because there's really no reason not to. And it'll only take probably like a month more. So, capture that. it'll save after every month, so it kind of slows things down, but we'll go, and then we'll take that. See, enemies are in a quarter, and we took quite a bit of land. You can see, looks like a, I don't know how that happened. We missed some land. Well, that's not fun, but now we're going to move the armies over here, and we're going to have to take out this little army, or city-state right here. You can see that they will have a couple allies, a couple other friendly city-states. It looks like these guys are going to join. What a friendly surprise. And so, let's get this army up here, because this army alone looks like it can take out their entire army of, in total looks like 8,000. And so we're going to, once this army gets up there, we're going to disband the mercenaries once he screams the OA. So that looks like it's fine. We didn't really care about this guy. He's a rebel. He's actually probably would he be a rebelling slave? Because that does happen sometimes. It'll be called a rebel army. So 5 tyranny, because the Senate wasn't all for that. Looks like we barely were about to recover in our tyranny, but we just got more tyranny, and now we're gonna make sure that we actually got who we were supposed to. It looks like we didn't once again. So I have no idea where this army or this area is. Yep, that shows 3 city-states. So we got what we wanted, and then we're gonna disband this so we can actually start going up in money. And then we're going up +6. It'll still be a minus because it won't readjust till the end of the month. You see now it's a plus. So you see, they have decided to unite their armies at this one city-state. You see that they are all capitals, and ideally, looks like they are level 2, and level 2 fortresses, which kind of sucks. So we'll have that army lay siege to that fort, and then this army will go take them out, and then ideally, now this army is going to try and escape, so that's going to be annoying. But we should I'll just decide to take out this city right here. So they are going to try and go in and capture all that, but ideally we capture their city first. Well, that probably won't happen considering that their army, they do have a level 2 fort, and ours is a level 1 fort. So these guys they already are disloyal. It's come quite a lot, but they're disloyal. It's not really going to change. See, our backup army is coming, which is really handy because they will deal with this army, so we don't have to, stop laying sieges to these forts. You see, this army is now trying to sit there for whatever reason. So the army took out that army, which is great. Looks like they're going to help us out with that siege, because this army is barely above the required for a level 2 fort. But this fort is going really, really quickly. It looks like they got pretty lucky in terms of the dice, because the forts are, it's done by dice as well as battles. So we run that siege way too quickly for what we probably should have, but which is great for us. And so we'll just capture those 2 cities. These guys are still going. Didn't go up anything. These guys are kind of getting the unluckiness that we didn't get with these guys. So 0% there. So we are pretty high in aggressive expansion, but that is going down. And wrong cultural happiness isn't really something we have to deal with, because culture map mode, we are pretty fine except for these areas down here. And even if they did decide to rebel, which they wouldn't even have a majority, if you can go up here, you can see that 0% is disloyal. You can see these guys are slowly going down, it looks like, and so we're going to want to go with our treatment. Now they're going up. That always fixes those things. So we took that. Now we can take out this army. It looks like we're going to barely manage to catch them there. Get some more trades, and we'll beat them. And then this army is at 42%. We'll send this army over here, or we can capture that, because ideally what could happen if they lose like about 500, 600 more men is they will get a none above them. That siege, you can see we won barely. So now we're just about 99% or 100%. That's just because of this one thing that's not captured. Doesn't really matter too much to us, because we should be able to get all of this. You can see they're more than willing, even with months of war going down 30. And so we completely got all of that. So now we can complete that mission. You can see that it's saying mission task can be completed. And so we'll complete that, and then we will have to get this guy, Lucania, governed by a member of the Fabini family. So Lucania, you are not a member of the Fabini family. And I'm guessing there's all the members of the founding family are pretty bad, it looks like. You can check on the characters tab if I can find it. Civic wise now, one of them is 8, and he's a co-counsel though, so that means he's already employed. The rest of them are, this guy's a 7, and he looks like you can probably go with him. He doesn't seem like he's a governor or anything else. See up here, you can see he is a censor. So we're going to want to fix that. So we are going to fire him from his job. And then you can see they probably, scorned. But we are going to give them a governorship. I suppose we'll say that. So let's click that right here. You can see that goes away. And now another mission task can be completed, this one. And then you can see that this will, you can see those turn to rubble. That means that you can't go through there now. And you can see that we completed all of it. You can see we finished the mission. Finish it. There we go, and now we have some more missions to go through in next episode. So that's going to be about it for this episode. Thanks for watching, I'll see you again next time.